guys, this is a short video on ABN number. ABN number is Australian business number. Lot of people ask me whether I should work on tax file or ABN. Well, you need to read the rules. If you are working under direct control of your employer, you need to work under tax file number. But if you are a contractor, you may work under ABN number. There are some benefits and there are some bad points of working in ABN. The only benefit I would say is you get more paid, like you get more money in your account, because then the company does not take out the tax from your payment, from your weekly or fortnight payments, and they pay the full amount into your bank account on your invoice. So that is the only good point. Now, what are the bad points? One of the bad point is you have to pay your own tax at the end of the year. So after the end of the year, you calculate your total income which you have received on ABN and your related expenses, and then you pay tax at the end of the year on that income. That is the first point, which is a negative point. You see here I put negative. The next is the super. You may or may not get super also, which is around 9.5% of your gross salary. The company may not pay super on that. Most of the companies, they do not pay super if you are a contractor. So you have to check with the company. Okay, you lose on that also. That's also negative. Then most of the time you have to take your own workers' compensation insurance. So if you are injured during the work, you have to take your own workers' compensation insurance if you work as a contractor on an ABN. Whereas if you are working on salary on a tax file number, then it is your company responsibility, your employer responsibility to take your workers' compensation insurance. In case of construction, or in case of meat butchery, or in case of hard work where risk of injury is very high, the insurance premiums are really very high, sometime between 5 to 10% of your payments, which will be very high. Okay, that's also a negative point. The other negative point is you may not be entitled for annual leave or sick leave, depends on your term with your company. But most of the time, if you work as a contractor on ABN, then you are not entitled to sick leave or annual leave. Okay, that is also negative point. The last and the most important negative is that they can terminate you anytime. Why? Because you're a contractor and all depends on the contract, but most of the time they can terminate you anytime. But if you work on a tax file number, if you work as a as an employee, then there are some safeguards which protect you from being terminated, and you are entitled to some payments if you are terminated. So the only benefit is you get more payment every week, but all these things are negative. So if your company is asking you to become a contractor, I would say you go in ATO site and just find out whether you can legally be contractor or not. So just search in ATO or in Google employee versus contractor, and then you will find that how whether you can be employee or a contractor, and then you make your own decision. Thanks for watching.